I believe we are live. We just need to get some confirmation from somebody that we are actually live. This says that we have
Yeah, I'm
been
getting it.
for 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Somebody link. Yeah, 10 seconds now. Somebody link the stream and get this rolling. We can even do an add everyone message here. And I believe we can begin whenever. Well, hopefully people start coming on in, because we're going to start. So, welcome everybody to the first official channel of the stream of the CALLOUS Invitational 5 main event. Joined by three gentlemen here. We have Dexed, Disno, and Java. So I guess two gentlemen, and we're gonna go over a lot of cool stuff. We're going to do the pairing results, of course, and also we're gonna go over the survey answers that you guys gave, and then we'll just have a little quick talk at the end about what pairings we're excited about. Blah blah blah. You guys know the deal. We've done this before, but I just want to give you guys a quick overview. So let's start with the pregame show, the not as exciting stuff. You know I'm going to keep you waiting for the pairings. Let's start with the survey results. We ended up with, you guys are going to be able to see it on the screen, we have 96 responses here, which is a pretty good amount. I closed it maybe 20 minutes, half hour ago. The first couple questions don't matter. Smogon name, blah, blah, blah. So let's see. Let's do a summary. That's the easiest way to do this. Okay. What will be the most used fighting type Pokemon? What do we think, guys? What did you guys say for this? How strongly do we feel?
Well, I think typically in the past it would be Heracross, but I think the nature of the modern metagame has kind of led it towards Breloom. At least in the past kind of couple of big tours as far as ADV is concerned. Breloom has just been really, I don't know, it's had a huge resurgence. So I think Breloom would be a good shout, but I don't know, I can't even remember what I picked. I think I said Breloom.
Well, if you take into consideration the play-ins, we saw a lot of Hariyama. Like, really a lot of Hariyama in the play-ins.
You guys are going to have to stop me from saying this every time because it'll get really annoying, but survey says...
Oh, Jesus.
What, you guys don't watch Family Feud?
Yeah, I do.
No, we got a tight race here. We do have Breloom up ahead. 41 people said Breloom, but right behind 36 said Hariyama. Really small percentage here. 18.9% for Heracross. Nobody said Metacham or something else. We got a 3-horse race, and heavily Breloom and Hariyama is what we're thinking it's going to be. Next one. Yeah, other than T-Tyre and Zapdos, what will be the most common lead? We don't have to really discuss this one because it wasn't even close. We have
Go through them. Let's go.
overwhelmingly here. 50% of you think it'll be Metagross. 43.8% of you think it'll be Mence. Skarm with a smidge of votes. Somebody said something else. I would love. I'm not going to look right now, but I would love to know what that person thinks it'll be. And nobody voted for Kuhn. Next question. All right, this one. This one is all over the place. What will be the most used BL Pokemon?
I gotta check the tier list right now.
Oh, you're so crust.
What would be the most used BL? I think I said Vaporeon, but it's so hard to say.
The results of this one surprised me, but I'm going to let you guys throw in a couple more thoughts before I show it.
I don't know. I don't care. Let's go. Let's move.
I really don't even know what's BL or not, so...
Look at this. 51% of people, huge number out of all these choices, think that it's Hariyama. More than half the people who responded are on the Hariyama train.
Yeah, Hariyama has been used a lot, like I said.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be that overwhelming of a number. There's some good choices in here. Vaporeon, Venusaur. I mean, Kingdra we saw a little bit of in SPL, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, 51% of people, Hariyama. Next question.
Yeah, not a lot of Charizard either.
No,
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. 8 people said Charizard. Okay, next question. How many times will Dusclops be used? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 0, 1, 2, 3,
Zero,
or more.
hopefully.
You say
Yeah,
0?
Zero, hopefully. Zero for. I mean, if you're gonna win the tour, zero.
It'll be one if somebody is about to get knocked out and they want that $20 gift card.
Survey says most people seem to think it will be used one time. 44.8% of you think it'll be used once. Next most common answer 0. Next most common answer 2. Nobody thinks. 2 people think it'll be used 3 or more times. How many times will Ludicolo be used? Same choices. 0, 1, 2, 3 or more.
Hopefully a lot. I would go for like 3 or more, honestly. I love
I think
Ludicolo.
I said 3 or more too. Yeah.
Well, we have way more mixed results on this one. The most common answer being 2. Second most common answer being 1. Then 0. Almost nobody said 3 or more. 12% of 12 people, 12.5% said 3 or more. That was the least common answer. So you guys like Ludicolo better than our survey audience here.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a really big fan of Ring Offense in general. Ludicolo is pretty good.
Yeah, and we saw Tama use Ludicolo. Even I don't even think it was a rain set. I think he used a more passive set with Leech Seed.
Yeah, just like Lich Seed 3 attacks, right?
Yeah, and he used it to great effect. So I mean,
Yeah, like if the Blissey doesn't have a status move, it's amazing.
So the next question, how many times will Steelix be used? It was 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 or more.
I'm gonna say 3 to 5.
I said 3 to 5 as well. I think 3 of them at least will be UD.
Java used it in the play-ins. What do we think of Steelix, Java?
I don't know, probably 3 to 5.
I
Depends
think
on
it
how,
depends on how far UD goes, right?
that's literally exactly what I was about to say. Pretty much.
As you see here, overwhelmingly people agree with you. 2/3 of the respondees said 3 to 5, and then the next most preferable answer was 0 to 2. Less than 10% of people thought it would be 6 or more. This next question is kind of a crapshoot, so we don't have to spend too much time on it. The 7th most used Pokemon. This is one of those ones where you just kind of have to take an educated guess at it, so we're just going to go straight to the answers. You guys don't really have to guess here. As you can see, we're all over the place. The most common answer was Gengar, which I think was number 7 last year, so someone probably just looked at the usage statistics and took a guess. Other popular answers, Jirachi, Coon, and Dugtrio. Everything else got way less. Somebody said Zapdos, which surprised me. One person said Zapdos. Not sure how I feel about that answer. Okay.
Carlos, just before we go ahead, I'm just being told here in the chat that my voice is too low, according to the people who are watching the stream. So
That's fine.
I think they're saying on your end if you can raise that.
On my end, nothing I can do here. You can turn your own volume up. I'm at like max.
No, but if you right-click my name in the call and
Oh.
then just bring it up. Although Triangles is saying it's okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you can up their user volume.
I don't know how to do
No,
this.
on the top. Jesus, it's like
He's
walking my grandfather through. Oh yeah, he is max.
He's at max.
Well, then he probably have to check his mic on his end to make sure.
That's what I said.
It's max as well. Mine's max. I think Triangle said it's fine now, so I don't know.
It does sound better than it did.
Yeah, it sounds the same. Anyway, back to it. Salomon's final win rate. This one again, not that exciting of a question. We won't spend that much time on it. The reason this question was included at all is because, for whatever reason, the past 2 years it's had a terrible win rate. It was like 37 and then like low 40s or whatever, which is probably an anomaly, but that's why I included the question. And the answers are all over the place. Basically a tie for first between middling and better than middling. People don't think it'll be the 3rd year in a row that it sucks, but the answers are all over the place. All right, here's a more fun question. How many nurse moments will there be? Don't need you guys.
Oh, hopefully a lot. Hopefully a lot.
My wife said hopefully.
It's that joke that just never gets old. I mean, it's been a running joke in these commentaries for years now, and every single time it puts a smile on my face.
Well, my wife said hopefully 0, so I can't make everybody happy. But the answers again are all over the place. Most common answer being 3, then 4, then 6 or more, then 5, then 2, and then almost nobody thought there would be 1 or 0. Guest narrators. Let's see. Guest narrators 3, 2, 4, same thing all over the place. final prize pool. Most of you think we will not hit 2K, which is disappointing. I hope we do. I hope you're wrong. You guys don't have any faith in the generosity of the community, but almost half of you think we'll be between 17 and 1900. Some of you, the smart ones among you, think that we will in fact crack the 2K barrier. And then, yeah, just a couple in the middle answers, blah, blah, blah. All right, now let's get to the fun questions. Who will be the first person eliminated? There were some clear, I think there were 4 people that were picked very heavily for this. What do we think, guys?
Me.
Yeah, you were one of them that people thought would get cut first. Yep. Who else? 3 more
They're
guys.
idiots. They're wrong because I'm Johnning till Sundays. Idiots.
3 more people that the fan base said would be eliminated first. Jabba was one of the 4 that got a ton of answers. Who else?
This question is just bullying. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to say any names here.
It's
honestly.
just for fun. It's not who you think. It's who did the community vote for. They could be totally wrong.
Yeah, it's community perception. So I would say probably Felix, just because he's newer, and I think people are sleeping on him.
Yep, that's one of the 4. So we got two more people.
I would say Endil because he snuck out of play-ins.
See, Jabba's got this.
Yeah, I was about to say Endo too.
Jabba's
and the last one's tough. I would probably say, I don't know. I don't have a beat on the last one.
Jabba's got 3 out of 4 correct. Anybody know the last one? First person out.
can you vote for Jabba twice?
Yeah.
Let's check out the results. Let's see. Oh, that's not the way that I want to look at that. I had it as like a chart earlier. Let's see. Oh, what question is that? I'm never gonna... I have the answer in chart form. I just have to... What question is it? Do you guys know the number? Aha! Okay, first person eliminated. Here we go. Zomog was the other one that people thought was going to be out pretty quick. 8 people said Endel, 8 for Felix, 4 for Jabba, and then 3 more for Zomog, spelling it a different way. 2
That
more.
is so crazy. People really don't rate Zomog. He's pretty good.
2 more for Endel, spelt wrong. 2 more for Jabba. 2 more for Zomog. So Zomog is the front runner here, I think. 8 plus 3 plus 3. Yeah, so I think 13 people said Zom. More Jabba. Dice, Tama, come on, guys. Jabba again, Felix. Somebody said Finch, which, come on, guys. A lot of people not liking Bruno. I saw Kratos Mana. Here we have Kratos Manat. And then we have Kratos Space Mana. Here's another one. Come on, guys. We pay attention to the tournament. Sadly, Seus, yes, will be eliminated before these other guys. Here we have Zomog is washed. Marco, Malekith,
I love how Kratos Mana changed his name and now everybody just thinks he's a random.
Jabba, oh, here we go, tricking, laugh my ass off, learn to play. Jabba, sad face, likes Jabba but doesn't have any faith. Jabba again. Kratos Manat again. So we have Endel, Felix, Jabba, Zom, and Kratos Mana are gonna suck it up according to this information.
I wonder, did anyone not get a single vote?
Yeah, plenty of people didn't get votes. We're gonna get to the fun part at the end. There were 2 players that got 0 votes for 5 players that you think that are most likely to make money. There were 2 people who got no votes at all. Okay, those are the questions. All right, where were we? First person eliminated. Yeah, next question. Which past money winner will be eliminated first?
Who are the past money winners?
I don't want to scroll down and give away the...
Probably, I would say Dan is who most people said.
There were 2 people that were man, I can't talk. Far and away, there were 2 people that were voted for the most as the past money winners getting the boot. Dan was one of them.
I don't even know who the other one would be. Because the only other player I know off the top of my head that made money was Mana.
Man, I got some votes, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be. UD maybe?
Here it is. The other, Dan is overwhelmingly the favorite here. 42.7% of you said Cowboy Dan will be the first pass money winner eliminated, but still, with 20% of the votes, 20 of you said M Dragon is going to be.
Dragon.
It's
He
going to get the
invented
boot.
Advance, though.
Yeah, like he built every single team that we use.
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple other votes here. Mana had 7 votes. Triangle's got 8. UD had 9. Some people maybe not having faith in the older or less active guys, but yeah, Cowboy Dan by far the most votes, and 20 of you think M Dragon doesn't have it anymore. Old man M Dragon is getting the boot, says this survey. Okay, which German will have the best finish? Now, for all of these, there's only 3 of them, so the Germans are Fakes, Felix, Posse G. Which German will have the best finish?
That's going to be Fakes overwhelmingly.
I've got to go Fakes, yeah.
Also, yeah, has to be fakes.
Well, the survey, I mean, yes, Fakes, but not by as much as you think.
These are idiots if they think Paisley's not going 0-2.
Well, we have 49% of people that said fake, so you guys are correct, but not too far behind Posse G with 39% of the votes. And unsurprisingly, Felix, not as much love as the other two, but I still think he's going to have a decent tour.
All 3 of those guys could easily put in deep runs. Like, it's actually very, very tough to say.
Which Spaniard will have the best finish? Those being M Dragon, Malekith, and Soulwind.
I'd say Soulwind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe bet.
All 3 of you saying Soulwind?
Sure. If it speeds us up.
Well, the survey again agrees with you, but not by a lot. 45.8% of you did say Soulwind. Interestingly, because I guess 20% of you think M Dragon's going to get booted early, 39% of you said M Dragon's going to do better than the other Spaniards, and then Malekith at the tail with 14.6%. Now, this next one is a little bit trickier because all 3 of these guys are first-time players. We have Mi'kmaq, Tricking, and Umbri. Which Italian will have the best finish? All 3 of these individuals playing for the first time, so it's hard to kind of gauge where they might fall. What do you think was the consensus here?
Well, I know from personal experience, Mi'kmaq is really, really, really good. I'm very high on Mi'kmaq as one of the top players in the tier at the moment, but at the same time, Umbri is just having an amazing streak, incredibly consistent at the moment, so I'm going to have to go Umbri.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably what most people said.
Umbri, okay. What do you think, Dexa?
I would go with Tricking, actually.
Okay. This one, if I recall, is like super all over the place. Yeah, very divided here. 40% of people said Tricking.
Really?
34% of people Umbri, and a fourth of people, 25% of people said Mi'kmaq. This one quite a bit closer than the others, but the highest vote getter was Tricking. Okay, more choices on this one. We don't have to spend as much time on this one. Which American will have the best finish? I think there's only 3 or 4, like, real choices, but what do you guys think?
I think I chose ABR. I can't remember.
I think I went Star. He's American, right?
Well, he's of Indian descent, but yes, he is. I believe he lives in New York. He is American.
Yeah, ABR is the safe choice for sure. I think that's what I voted you.
Man, ABR over Star and BKC, huh? Survey does not agree with you. Overwhelmingly, 41% of you said Star Master. Nobody else came even close. The next biggest vote getter got not even half of that. That was BKC. And ABR quite a bit behind with 9%. He got not even a fourth of the votes of what Star got. Couple votes, 7 for UD, 4 for Undisputed, 4 for Dice, 3 for HClat, 7 for Johnny G. That's actually pretty good for a first-time player. 2 for Markov, 2 for Shortage, 2 for Java. Man,
yeah, those are the smartest 2 people that picked.
We do have a drug problem, but yes, Star Master by far the biggest vote getter here.
I did hear Jabba saying that he did the survey twice.
Which first-time Callous Invitational player will have the best finish? Quite a few newbies this year. Who's going to do the best? You said you like Mi'kmaq, right, Disno?
Yeah, but I think I said Umbree's on a streak. Is Umbree a first-time player?
She is.
Yeah, I might go Umbree.
I'm
Okay.
thinking Johnny. Yeah, maybe Johnny G, honestly.
Okay, so we have Umbry, we have Johnny G. Do you remember who you voted for, Jabba?
I want to say Umbry.
Okay, some love for Umbry and then a little Johnny. Here's what the survey said. 28% of you say it'll be Johnny G2. Then 25% of you said it would be Tricking. And then getting the bronze medal here, 20% of you said it would be Umbry. A couple other votes, couple for Mi'kmaq, couple for Endel, couple for Felix. But Felix far and away the fewest votes. But you guys think it'll be Johnny, Tricking, or Umbry? Okay, this is a fun question. I like this question. How many combined wins will our play-in players, that's Jabba and Endil, how many combined match wins will those two guys get?
Whatever the maximum is.
Well, there 6 or more is one of the choices.
That one then.
You
I'm
think
gonna go with 2. 2 is a good number.
Okay, well, fuck you, Dexa.
Yeah, no, two's
I mean,
bad.
in my mind, you're getting both, so...
Well, two's
That's
bad.
2 games.
Two's bad. That means either they both go 1-2 or one of them goes 0-2 and the other goes 2-2. 2 isn't very good, but I mean that might be the answer, but that means you don't have a lot of faith. What do you
I think Jabba
Disno?
killed 2 Pokemon.
What?
He might kill
I
2
was saying,
Pokemon, but that wasn't the question.
Oh,
He clicks explosion twice. Yeah, I think, I mean, Jabba, you had a really good performance in the play-ins, so you're on good form. I could easily see you pulling off a couple. An Endil friend of mine, I'm going to be nice and say 5 between the two of you.
Wow.
that's me like it.
5 is a lot. 5 is
That's an
actually a
I
lot.
like right there.
Well, see how much faith the community has in these two gentlemen. We're all
Very
over the
little.
place. Well,
Okay.
not a lot of people said 0. However, unfortunately, the most common answer was 1. 19.8%. Not very good. Not a lot of faith. 1 is the most common answer, followed by 3 and 4, followed by 2, followed by 6 or more, which 15 people do in fact think that it'll be 6 or more. So you do have some supporters. And then not a lot of 5, not a lot of 0. But the most common answer is that you scrubs are going to combine for 1 win.
We'll take it.
All right, this one's interesting. This one amuses me. It's kind of a crapshoot. Who will win the game with the most turns? This is kind of a BS question where you kind of guess at it, but there was actually an overwhelming consensus on this one, which I thought was funny.
Really?
Oh, I can't even think of anyone now that Zokru got eliminated, so...
I know. Maybe UD. I know he brings those sorts of teams. ABR.
I was thinking UD or ABR exactly.
See if,
Soulwind is a huge
Yeah.
stall fan as well.
see if
Yeah, true.
I'm with Disno. See, if I were taking the survey, I would have guessed Solwyn because he leans very heavily towards stall, and he also brings like weather change, all in on lax teams, like sandless teams or whatever, the kind of games that go forever. So Solwind would have been my guess, but the survey overwhelmingly thinks it'll be ABR, largely because of that 1284 turn Oros game that he won 5 years ago that he's well known for.
He's still living with that.
I wonder how many people chose Zakaru, even though he's not on the tour.
Wasn't an option. It was a drop down. It wasn't a write in. But yeah, 28% of you overwhelmingly ABR, and then Solon was the next most common choice. Everybody else got small pieces of the pie. Okay.
Was the longest game last year H-Clat versus Blightbringer?
Yeah, it was the one that you narrated in the opening round. I don't remember who actually won that game one.
I think Blightbringer did.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I'm saying. That's why this question's kind of a crapshoot. Like, who this year in this question would have voted, Blightbringer? Nobody would have gotten the points, but okay, 5 players that you think are most likely to make money. So who do you think are some of the standouts, and also who do you think are the 2 players that nobody thought would make, that nobody voted for?
That's a tough one that nobody voted for.
Only 2 people had no support in this
It would have
question.
been Felix because Paisley, I think, filled one out, right? There's no way he didn't.
Felix is not one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because Paisley filled one out. 2 people. That's I off the top of my head, I don't even know.
I also have no clue, honestly.
Wait, so we're looking for the 2 players who
nobody voted for this next question.
I would think it'd be players that aren't necessarily considered bad, but maybe just got lost in the thick of it. So maybe like someone like Shortage.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
It's a logical guess. It's not a correct guess, but I like the thought process there.
Yeah, like players that just kind of get forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe like some of the old school people.
I could see that.
Like
yeah.
Golden Sun or something.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that thought process as well. It's not correct, but I do.
Bullshit.
All right, let's
tried our best.
Let's check it out. We got some pretty big standouts here. So overwhelmingly, the guy who's most likely to make money according to the most of you, is McMegan. 75 out of our 96 respondees said Roro would make money this year. Followed very closely by 73 of you that picked Starmaster. Number 3, 56 of you said BKC. And we have a clear top 5 here. And then ABR and then Undisputed. So very clear top 5. Roro, Star, BKC, ABR, and Undisputed. Fakes with 11, Dice with 14, Solwyn 23 of you, 17 said Triangle, 17 said UD. Just to check on Jabba here, 3 people support Jabba the Griffin.
Oh, I'm gonna find who those people are and tell them I love them.
Oh, they're right here. We have PDC and Zomog with 0 support. 0 people voted for PDC or Zomog. Every other person, Mickmer had
Zomog hate.
1 Endil vote, 1 Mickmer vote. I mean, there's some that are really low. 2 Fears, 2 Felixes.
That Fear one is actually shocking.
2 Shortage, but yeah, 0 for Zomog or for PDC. No love for those 2. Finally, who wins Callous Invitational 5?
Probably Star or Roro.
Yeah, I was gonna say Roro, just because he's also a good friend. He's a great player. He's creative as fuck. You guys know everything about him, so
Yeah.
There's actually
I would say ABR, Roro, Fakes, all good shouts.
There's actually a hefty consensus here. Nearly 1/3 of the respondees think Starmaster will be the Callous Invitational 5 champion. By far the most votes, more than double the next guy. People think Starmaster. Number 3, BKC, and number 4, Roro, which is interesting because more people said Roro makes money than Star. More people said Roro over anybody in the make money, but very few of you think that Roro will win. Only 11 of you said he actually wins the tournament. Starmaster overwhelmingly more than twice the votes of the next guy, which is BKC. 28 of you, 29.2% of you think that Starmaster is going to be the champ.
Well, I guess that means that the real statistics here are that people didn't really read the survey properly.
So that's the survey, guys. I hope that you guys thought the results were amusing and had fun with it, but I know why you guys are really here, which is, of course, the pairings. So what I have for you guys is this cool little PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to control manually, and we're just going to do them one at a time. I got the thumbnails ready, and you guys can react to them as we go. Hopefully one of my mods is on standby, ready to put the pairings in the prediction thread as we go. And obviously you guys here in the stream with me are going to tell me what you think of the matchup, what some of the fun things are, and who's going to win and why, all that good stuff. But that's why you guys are all here. So let's get to the pairings, which is in this tab, without spoiling anything. All right. Without further ado, the pairings. Drum roll, dramatic, anything?
Bum, bum, bum.
Our first pairing. And let me just give you guys a preface in general. We have some bangers in this round. We're not starting out easy. We have some We got some big boy pairings in this opening round. We got some for you to be excited about. We are kicking things off with 2 cup winners right out the gate. Hype matchup from the start. Tomahome versus Dice. Don't sound so excited, guys.
That could be like a semifinal or a final even. That's insane.
Yeah, that's really early for that one to happen. That one's great.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to be a general theme here, just because the player level is so high that all these matchups are going to be crazy. But I mean, if we're going for a prediction already, I would say probably I'm going to go with Dice, just because recency bias. He's been building a lot, playing a lot, more so than Tama, I would say. So I'm going to go Dice.
I'm going with Tama just because he's Brazilian like me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tama too. Dice has been killing it in all those side tours though, but I think Tama's the more consistent main tour guy recently, especially in advance.
I mean, if I pick Tama, everyone's just going to say it's because I don't like Dice, which isn't true. I like Dice fine. We were friends before SPL, and I still invited him to this. We just weren't good teammates, but I don't dislike the guy. But yeah, I am gonna pick Tama. I mean, I just think he's a better ADVer. That's no hate, no anything there. I think he's better. It really is as simple as that. I think Dice shoots himself in the foot sometimes with his teams, and I think that Tama's a solid dude who doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So that's my pick. Man, we went through that too quickly. I don't want to go to the next pairing already, but I know you guys want to move this along.
Yeah, we spent a half hour on the stupid ass questionnaire.
The survey was cool. Okay. All right, next pairing. This one's interesting. I don't really see a lot in common with these two players. I think that they very well may have never played before against each other. Different gens, different eras. I really don't know where the crossover would be, so you guys can talk about it. Anyone paying attention to the screen? Fear versus tricking.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm not a huge new gen. I'm not up to date hugely with the new gens, but I'm told tricking is just kind of dominating in that field at the moment. That being said, ADV is a different tier, and one thing that you can rely on year in, year out is no matter how big a hiatus Fear takes from the generation, he always comes back and plays at a ridiculous level. So I'm gonna go Fear.
There are a few people I'd probably take over these two guys in different gens. Like Fear in Gen 2 is probably, your go-to. I mean, he went for something absolutely ridiculous in SPL, right?
Like 30,
30. Yeah. Absolute nonsense. In Gen 3 though, I'm not too familiar. I used to play Fear back in the olden times, when we had to play Pokemon on a Abacus. But these days I don't think it's. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this is actually a perfect matchup. I think for that exact reason. It's not their main tier. They're coming into it, and we'll see which one is better strictly at advance. I like Fear to take it though.
I'm gonna be wild here and pick Tricken. I feel like Tricken is just a ridiculously good player at anything they do, and I'm just really excited to see Tricken this year. So Fear is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Fear eliminated 1 year, but I'm gonna go with Tricken for this.
I'm 2 for 2 with Dexa. I'm also gonna pick tricking. Think Fear's good. Think tricking's even better. I think this is someone who's just amazingly good at every single gen that he plays. I have no clue how motivated he is or how much prep he's done or any of that. Hopefully he cares about this tour, but yeah, I think tricking is just top 3 to 5 overall Pokemon players in the whole wide world. So until he shows me that he doesn't give a shit, he's gonna have my faith. Okay, I'm excited about this next one. So this next one involves fakes, and the second I told him that the pairings we're gonna stream them on Sunday, he told me immediately in PM, I want to play against BKC round 1. And then he goes in the general chat and he says, I want to play against BKC round 1. And I mean, whatever. People want to play against who they want to play against. What are the odds, though, right? I mean, it's a 1 in 31. It's like a 3% chance, right? Well, you know what? Sometimes the RNG grants people their wish. Unfortunately, this is not one of those times. It'll be
I knew you were baiting us, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fucking knew.
It's going to be fakes against Endel.
Oh, that's unexciting. Fakes wins. Can we go over to the next one?
Wow. Anybody else?
That's fucked up. I mean, Endo, me and him, we're playing buddies, but this is. I mean, I've been watching a lot of fakes games recently. He looks clean. I don't know. It's gonna be tough for anyone to beat fakes right now. If we were doing the survey again today, I don't think I put fakes in my top 3, but I would now. I think he's looked really great. I feel bad for Endo.
I was really hoping that Fakes was going to get paired against Dice, so we could just have this like activity fish round 1. And I was just thinking maybe we just give them 8 months to get the game done, and just see if it gets done. But as far as Fakes, Endel, I think Fakes is on really good form. Endel kind of scraped through the play-ins. Endel's a friend of mine, but I mean I think I have to go with Fakes here. He's just been on top of things recently.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect, but I mean, I agree with the consensus. I think it's hard to find a reason to pick Endel here. I mean, if you want to play devil's advocate for him, I think he probably cares more. But yeah, I just you can't get me there. I think Fakes is just the better ADVer. I don't think it's like the upset of the year if Endel wins. I don't think that would be the case in any of these pairings. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm gonna say Fakes. Next pairing, we have a former champion in action. Cowboy Dan against Somog.
Oh, that's a cool matchup.
Why is that?
Because I feel like people really underrate Zomog, and they also really underrate Dan. So I think it's two very underrated players, and I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, this is.
I give the edge to Dan a little bit, but I think Zomog can actually make a deep run.
Well, depending on how you like your ADV to be, these guys both lean very heavily towards offense. So this may very well be a slugfest. I don't think we're going to see 200 turn boring stall here. So if you like the up-tempo 40 turn game, offensive style as a spectator, this is probably your match.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this game, if I'm not wrong, is between the person who was rated, who was voted to go out the first versus the person who was voted to least likely to make money out of all the previous money winners. So
yeah, it was the exactly what you just said. It was the first money winner out and the first person out, the two most popular votes.
Yeah, so it's like this is a game between two people who the community are not shining a very bright light on at the moment. But I mean, you can't really count either of them out. They both play tournament level at such a high level. So I mean, I personally think they both have a great chance of going far in this tournament.
Who do you have here?
I'm gonna go Dan.
One of you guys didn't give me an answer. I guess I didn't give an answer either. I'm also going to pick Dan.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this matchup. My time playing didn't. It's funny, like my time playing almost didn't line up with Dan like perfectly. I was like breaking at the same time he was crushing everybody. But I'll still take him. I very clearly remember him beating Linear in a very exciting set of Mons back in what was that CI2?
CI2.
Yeah, that was a great win. If he can come anywhere close to that, then he'll make a pretty far run this year too.
Okay, our next pairing. There's another one where I don't know if these guys have ever played against each other before. I can't think of anything that they have in common. One of them has played all 5 CALLOUS Invitationals. One of them has played 0 CALLOUS Invitationals up until this one. One of them's been around forever. One of them's relatively new. I don't know what to make of this one, but I think Disno's going to like it. Soulwind versus Mi'kmaq.
Ooh, that is a good game. It's so tough to say. Mi'kmaq is, for anyone who doesn't know, he's an incredibly talented team builder. He builds very original teams. He does actually believe in the philosophy of kind of counter teaming to an extent. Soulwind is kind of the opposite. He uses everybody else's teams. He doesn't build in advanced, but at the same time, Soulwind's I mean, he's a top 5 player of all time on Smogon. So I mean, I feel like if there was bookies for this, they'd probably be voting for Soulwind. But I'm gonna go with Mi'kmaq because he's an advanced main.
Yeah, Mi'kmaq, I played him pretty recently. I really had fun playing him. I like the kind of teams he makes and the kind of teams he brings. And I mean, Soulwind is obviously one of the best raw players in the game. But if I'm gonna say, look at the list of players and pick somebody who's the most exploitable by somebody like Mi'kmaq, I would put Soulwind near the top. So I'm with Disney. I'm gonna take Mi'kmaq here.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you guys. Mi'kmaq, like Solving is very prone to counter teaming, and that's in every gen that he plays, and it's no different in ADV. So if he doesn't really try hard, Mi'kmaq is gonna be my favorite here.
All right, I'm gonna go against you guys. I think Soulwind is just better. I'm not as high on Mi'kmaq as you guys are. I mean, I obviously think he's good, or I wouldn't have invited him straight away to the main event. But I think Soulwind's a better ADV player, and I think the whole creative team build counter team thing is. I mean, it's a thing. I do it too, but I think it's overstated. I don't think it's like a guaranteed recipe for success against someone as good as Soulwind. I mean, if it were that easy, right? Anyone could just beat BKC anytime, or anyone could just beat Linear anytime. I mean, and I also don't think Soulwind is as narrow as we're portraying. He does lean stall, undoubtedly, but you guys are on drugs if you think he can't play any
Well,
archetype that he feels
obviously,
like it.
he could whip out, like on pass if he wanted to, but the odds are he doesn't. you know.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll see.
and you never know who else's team Soulwind's going to use.
Well, 3 against 1 here. You guys might be right. We'll see, but I'm going to pick Soulwind. All right. Fakes didn't get what he wanted. Here's the real BKC pairing. And he's got himself a tough matchup in this opening round against a money winner last year. This battle taking place at the retirement home. BKC versus Mana. To be very clear, this is Ban Manaphy, not Kratos Mana.
Not Kratos, not. This is a good one. I don't actually know much. I know Disno keeps up better with the current tournaments better than I do. So I don't know personally how much Mana has played since his money run last year, which he looked really really good in.
I don't either. Admittedly, I don't know either.
Well, shit. I don't know. So I don't know how fresh he is coming in. But yeah, I mean BKC. I think I took BKC to win it all. So obviously, no matter who he plays in round one, I'm gonna have to end up taking him.
I'm just excited to watch BKC play, so I'm gonna go for him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kelvin as well. I mean, I don't think he's at his zenith of all time. At the moment, I feel like, he's not as committed to playing in general as he once was. But at the same time, Kevin on a good day beats pretty much anybody. Yeah, I think I'll go for Kevin.
I like Mana. I respect Mana. I thought he looked great last year. I'm not betting against Kev. Simple as that. All right, the next pairing. This is probably the most lopsided pairing, I would say. One good player, one Scrubzilla. Malekith against the legendary Trainer Orange.
Yeah.
Have you guys faced each other before in ADV like recently?
I don't know if I off the top of my head, I don't even know the last time I watched Malekith play a game, frankly. So I got nothing. I'm going in blind right here.
This is like a
All the players
matchup
I
from
saw
10
on the
years
list.
ago.
What?
This is like a matchup from 10 years ago.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that would be the highlight of round 1 10 years ago.
If I had to get a pairing though, this is one I'm cool with. No offense to Malekith, obviously, but you know there are probably 8 or 10 people that you don't even want to come anywhere close to in the first round, and so I'm fine. I'm gonna win the entire thing, so obviously I'm gonna win this one too.
See, I think you lose this one and then you make the losers bracket all the way to the final and then you win the entire thing.
Okay, I'm cool with that too.
So I'm gonna go with Malekith here.
I'm gonna pick Malekith because no matter who he was paired against, I was gonna vote against Jabba.
Asshole.
I'm going to go with Jabba because he's getting bullied.
Thank you for coming to my defense, Disna. I appreciate it.
These next two are pretty good. This next one is a tough round 1 pairing. This is just solid versus solid. These are two people who don't make a lot of mistakes. These are two people who both favor sturdy, boring TSS teams that are just resilient and hang around for a long time. And it's old school versus new school. This one's exciting. Like I said, these are two of the better ADVers. This is a tough pairing in round 1. Umbri versus M-Dragon.
Oh man, that's a good game. As we know, M-Dragon is the father of all things ADV. I think when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, he had a missed call from M-Dragon. So, it's a tough one. I think Umbri is really hot right now, and M-Dragon probably not so much, but at the same time, I mean, he's really active as well. I'll go Umbri because she's having a really, really consistent season at the moment.
Yeah,
I feel like...
go ahead, Dad.
Oh, okay. I feel like this is very likely to be close to a lot of mirror matches, and
yes,
if they're like using similar stuff, I just trust M-Dragon to pilot them better, just because he has been doing it since forever.
Right. That I think someone in chat mentioned, this is the match. It was SEA. The match won't be interesting, but the matchup is. Yeah, this is the games are what we call in the professional narrating biz snoozers. They're going to be a lot of just jamming the same kind of teams into each other, and in that circumstance, I don't know. Who do you take? Do you take the person that's fresh off a lot of results, or the person that has been doing it longer? Even if they're not as on top of things as maybe they once were. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think it could go either way. I'll just go M-Dragon though, because he's my boy.
I don't know how to pick this one. This is in my mind one of the closest ones of the round. I would not be surprised to see predictions on this one very divided and up the middle. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is just like where personal bias comes into play. I don't know Umbri as well, whereas I've known Dragon the whole time I've been playing Pokemon, so like I guess my mind says M-Dragon, but like Umbri's really good, and they, like I said, they play a similar game, so I think we're in for 2 or 3 games of just TSS mirror, which, man, I don't know. I'm going to pick Dragon, but I really wouldn't be surprised either way. This is one of the tougher pairings, I think. And so is this next one. This next one's real tough. I doubt these guys want to play against each other. 2 guys very capable of making a deep run. 2 very talented players who have had SPL success. Yeah, Not a pairing I think either one wanted. Another tough one in round 1. Markop versus UD.
Okay. That's a pretty good matchup. Really looking forward to seeing that. UD is the man. Morcop, good guy too. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think I'll go UD on this one, and just because I picked 3 to 5 Steelix usage, so he needs to hang around for at least a few rounds. I think.
Yeah. So tough to say. I mean, UD is supposedly shaking off the rust, and Markup is supposedly rusting up. I mean, I think he plans on retiring from the game scene completely. So this could be Markup final gambit versus UD, just trying his ass off. That's a possibility. I think when we look at UD's knowledge of the tier and his success in the past, I mean, and just his general playing ability over time, it's so tough to ever really vote against him. I think just based on UD being motivated at the moment and maybe Markup not as much, I'm going to go UD.
I think this is so hard to predict because looking at those two players, I feel like either could make money or go 0-2, right? People in chat have been saying that UD has helped Markup in SPL, so that like adds something to this matchup. I feel like I'm gonna go with UD just out of more motivation.
I just have to go with the eye test. If this were a SPL final tiebreaker best of 1, I would pick Marco. I think he's the better best of 1 player. But UD has looked to me over the course of the past 3 years like the better CALLOUS Invitational player. He's consistently had better results than Marco has in this tour and in this format. And I mean, yeah, anything can happen. 1 tour, 2 tours, once or twice, whatever. But it's been pretty consistent. UD has been the better CALLOUS Invitational player overall than Marco. So I'm just going to go with what my eyes tell me, and I think UD takes it.
Yeah, definitely worth just getting a quick note in there. UD looked great in his games against Linear last year.
He did. A lot can happen in a year, though.
Yeah, right.
Okay, this next one is going to be probably one of the most lopsided as far as the predictions are concerned. I don't agree, but it's somebody that you guys are not high on versus somebody you guys are really high on. It happens. Let's get some Felix welcoming himself against ABR.
I admittedly haven't been following Felix too much. I know the German guys are hugely fond of this guy. It's so tough. I mean, ABR is somebody who I've predicted will actually make money. I think his general player ability is just so high, and he took to this tier so fast, and he tries at 100% capacity in every game. So just based on my knowledge of how good ABR is, I'm gonna go ABR.
Didn't Felix beat you in World Cup of Pokemon Perfect? You have to pick him, right?
Oh, did he? I didn't even notice.
How
I don't count the losses.
The prestigious World Cup of Pokemon Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, when I lose on Pokemon Perfect, I get depressed in real life. So
Try to block it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with ABR on this one. Like, he's just, I mean, I've predicted him to make money, so I have to go with him.
I don't really know Felix, but it's just so hard to vote against ABR, and yeah, just going for ABR here.
Yeah, I played Felix, aka Monthly Girls, in a set on Pokemon Perfect pretty recently, and for me he passed the eye test really well. I mean he beat me obviously, so that probably puts him in the top 4 or 5 in this entire tournament. So I'm gonna go against the grain here. I know Paisley's obviously huge on him. He won't shut the fuck up about it. So just to appease him, because I'm gonna pick against him. So instead of picking him, I'm gonna pick Felix in this match.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with ABR because, like, how can you not? But I really don't think this is the 10-minute 2-0 that you guys might think that it is. I think that Felix has way more than a puncher's chance here. ABR is probably the favorite, but I mean, we're looking at like a 55, 45 maybe. Felix will be in the mix. This is not a beatdown. I'll give it to ABR, but Felix will be competitive in this set. I guarantee you. He's good.
I just want to tag in and say, after Jabba reminded me that Felix is actually Monthly Girls, I forgot that was his alter ego. When he beat me in Pokemon Perfect, it was actually because of a Fire Blast miss. And I was going to 6-0 his team with Mixman, so just throwing that out there.
Well, use Flamethrower next time then.
So basically, ABR should use Mixmans is what we're getting at here.
Yeah, it sounds like it was your fault. Better player would have used Flamethrower. Shut up.
I should have used the ever so common Flamethrower Mixmans.
ABR legit uses Flamethrower Mixmans, by the way. But let's not get
Okay, so ABR wins.
Yeah, there you go.
Bet the fucking house on ABR.
Alright, next pairing. Let's see here. Ooh, this one's interesting. 2 Ladder Kings. PDC and H-Clat. They have probably played against each other a number of times on the ladder.
I think you always gotta take PDC here because you went ahead and you absolutely neutered my boy H-Clat by letting us ban Baton Pass. That was kind of messed up of you. That was a very targeted ban because nobody else in the tournament was going to use it except H-Clat, and here you come in and you let us nerf H-Clat. He was probably going to sweep the entire tournament, and now I wonder if he's going to try and get away with using assist to get around it. But either way, I like H-Clat anyway. I think he's going to find a way to overcome.
Yeah, I think H-Clat's a better overall player typically. So long as he doesn't bring Shellbell Zangoose or something like that, I'm going to have to go with H-Clat.
I'm going to go with PDC just because he eliminated me last year. So there's that.
Well, I like one of these guys better than the other, but I'm actually going to pick PDC here. H-Clat, I don't know, PDC is the more consistent player, in my opinion. H-Clat, I've seen both ways. I feel like he has a high ceiling and a low floor. I've seen H-Clat go like 1-6 inside tours. I've seen him go 2-5, including on my team multiple times. But obviously, you can have really good runs as well, including in last year's CALLOUS Invitational. So, I mean, he's obviously capable, but I think PDC as a whole is more consistent, and I think he looked very good last year before the incident. So, I'm going to say PDC takes this. Okay, next one. This one's interesting. I have no clue if these two have ever played against each other before. Kratos Mana versus Altina.
I think you mean Kratos Manat.
Yes, Kratos Manat versus Altina. Bruno from E4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bruno for this one. Although, like he's been super into the game. He's like just at a high level, and he's been just loving ADV. So really hard to go against him here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go for Altina, and I'll explain why. I just think when you're an advanced main, and you're doing all the theory mining and all the, you're keeping up with all the current techs and that type of stuff. I think it gives you that advantage. Not to mention Altina, mains this tier. He plays a couple of other tiers a little bit. DPP, I think he plays, and maybe BW as well. But I think ADV is where he spends 90% of his time, and I think that's going to give him the edge here over Manat.
I don't really have much to chime in on this one. I don't know much about the two players. I know Altina's pretty consistent recently, so I'll just go there. That's a safe bet.
Kratos Mana, Anti, Bruno, whatever you want to call him. I find him difficult to really predict one way or another. As a player, he's like top 10 in the world. I mean, this guy is just an extraordinary pilot. This is like somebody that you pay 25K for in SPL and you feel great about it and you know he's going to do well. But with ADV in particular, dude shoots himself in the foot with the terrible teams that he brings. I'm hoping he can restrain himself in this tour from bringing some of the garbage, and I really do mean garbage, that I've seen him bring before. But man, can he pilot? So it's tough. I mean, Altina's solid and for sure has a high ceiling. I'm gonna give Kratos Mana the benefit of the doubt because I think he's just like an upper echelon of Pokemon player as a whole. But he could easily just bring Sneasel or some bullshit and get rolled over. But I'm gonna pick Kratos Mana. Okay, this next one is definitely one of the highlights of the round. Sorry, buddy. Didn't rig it. Love you. Thanks for being on my SPL team. Have fun in round 1, Golden Sun, against Undisputed. This pairing sucks.
Yeah,
This
this is
Okay.
very tough to talk about because, I mean, have either of these guys played in like a year?
Yeah, Golden Sun went 6-3 in SPL.
Golden Sun, I don't think has played much at all since SPL, and Andy, I don't know.
I mean, but like Golden Sun hadn't played much before SPL when he still showed up and did super well, right? And then again, on the other side, it's Undisputed, who's just great.
He did it without any outside help whatsoever, no matter what CALLOUS tries to tell you.
Yeah, go kill yourself.
I will say Undis uses anti-spike teams a lot. And as we know, Golden Sun is a big fan of his like quick-paced spikes offense teams. So I'll lean with Undis on this one just by virtue of, matchup styles.
Yeah, this is a
This is an old school banger. Like if this was a tour match from like Tour 10 or SPL 5 first 5, then this is the one of the greatest matches of all time. I don't think Undy has calling him Undy's terrible. I'm gonna call him Undisputed. It sounds like underpants over here. He looked, if I recall, was last year his runner-up year.
correct. Really, really good last year. Second place run.
Yeah, he looked amazing last year. And Golden Sun, he had a good SPL, but I don't think he looked as good as Undisputed looked in the last CI. So I'm gonna go Undisputed for that reason. But obviously, when you're talking about players that are this good and have been doing it for this long, I mean, you never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Undisputed too. Like, I feel like he's just slightly the better player overall.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pick Undy, but I'm obviously a big Golden Sun believer. I wouldn't have picked him for SPL, but I mean, at the same time, I would totally, if I were a manager, I would drop 15 plus K on Undisputed if he signed up for SPL as well. Player that I'm obviously very high on, as we all are, and we saw how good he was last year. I really like both guys. I really don't like this pairing, but so it goes. I'll take Undy. Only 3 pairings left, guys, and there are some big names in the pool still. I told you there were some really good ones this round.
Have we gotten Roro yet? I don't think so, right?
No, we sure haven't.
Uh-oh.
We have these 2 guys. Shortage and Posse G.
Oh. I'm gonna. Didn't I say just like 10 minutes ago I was never gonna pick Paisy, which is how I've decided that it's actually pronounced. So I'm not going to, but I do think this is a good matchup for him. I think to go into. Shortage is obviously good. He's consistent, but I think this is the sort of matchup that if Paisy can't win, then he's 0-2ing every single time. I don't know. Obviously, Paisley's the one that introduced me to the drug known as Zapdug. Um, so I really want to go with him, but I also hate him right now. So I'm going with Shortage.
Yeah, I like your take, Jabba, because I think you're right. You're kind of hitting the nail on the head with like the Posse style being good versus Shortage. I think Shortage uses teams that you could probably criticize for being a little bit momentum devoid. I feel like his teams, they're almost too stally, no way of pushing the initiative. It's his biggest drawback is the fact that he uses pretty weak teams. Posse's known for using fairly original style, often janky offense. So I would say he's heavily favored stylistically. So for that reason, I'm going to go for Posse.
Did Dexa say anything yet?
No.
No, I mean, I'm just gonna go with you guys on this one and go for Pazzi. I have no thoughts on the matchup whatsoever.
I think this player versus player matches up well for Posse. I think Shortage is someone who relies heavily on counter teaming, and good luck counter teaming Posse. You haven't seen him play in 2 years, and he's versatile to begin with, so you're not going to counter team him. And then Shortage is more of a pilot than a builder. He doesn't build, he just takes other people's teams, so he has to rely on his piloting skills. He's also not going to outplay Posse. That doesn't mean that Posse is going to outplay the crap out of Shortage either, but I can't find a reason, I can't find where I would give Shortage the advantage here. He's not going to counter team him. He's not going to outplay him. I mean, why does Shortage win? I can't get there. I can't find the reason. So I
Because
think
we're playing Pokemon and anyone can beat anyone.
yeah, that surely may be the case, but I'm going to pick Posse here. Alright, so as we get into these last ones, there's only 4 people left. Obviously, by revealing one pairing, you are also revealing the next pairing. We're going to just do it one at a time. I mean, look at the names that are left. You know that you're in for a monster no matter what, right? Maybe the chat can inform you guys of who's left, but this is... There's some big boy pairings here, as I told you there would be. So let's do them one at a time. The next pairing, the second to last pairing of round 1, and Mickmer's got it right, poor Johnny. His 3 options for opponents are McMegan, Starmaster, or Triangles in his
Wow.
CALLOUS Invitational debut.
Wow.
Sucks to be Johnny G2. And Johnny G2 versus McMegan.
Oh
Wow.
no. Okay. I mean, Roro is my favorite to win, so I'm. It's so tough because like Johnny's been amazing recently, but I have to go Roro. I'll go Roro prediction wise, but I kind of want to talk about both players individually, regardless of the fact that I've made that prediction, because I think they're both hugely talented and could easily make deep pushes here. Roro, I just love the teams he's using at the moment. Love his passion at the moment. Really, really on form, and just a fantastic all-around player. You know, he's always been in conversation for best on-site player of all time on Smogon. So definitely heavily favored here. But at the same time, Johnny is, I mean, he's one of the best new age players at the moment, and doing really, really deep pushes regularly in tours. Also, I think he won a few of those Pokemon Perfect tours. So I'll go with Roro, but I don't think that it's the landslide that anyone might think it is.
I think this is the perfect time. With Linear's now retired. We have a hole at the top of the mountain, and if any time is the perfect time for Roro to step in and claim best current advanced player, it's right now. And I think he's been looking real crisp lately. I think he's been putting in a lot of effort, and he's looked good in everything I've played him in or watched him play. And so I think he's just going to go on a tear. And unfortunately, Johnny, one of the 18 People's Champions this season, I think he's unfortunate to be in the way. in round 1. So I'm going to go with McMegan here. Roro.
I just feel kind of sorry for Johnny because even me, who like I haven't been in touch with the ADV scene for a while, even I'm kind of excited for Johnny in this tour. But you just can't go against McMegan like that. Like for me, he's the best player of all time. Uh, like not the highest peak, but just the most consistent. And he just never puts up bad performances. It's very hard for me to predict against McMegan here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pick Roro. It's you guys will notice a theme with my predictions. I mean, I pick the proven people. I will always go with proven until the other person proves it. I believe in Johnny. I'm on the Johnny hype train, just as many of you guys are. I think he should be an SPL starter this coming year if they allow me to manage again, which who knows. I very well may pick Johnny myself. I really believe in the player, and I think he has the potential, even if he does lose this matchup, to still have a really good tour. But I mean, how do you not pick Roro here? Johnny?
Yeah, one thing that's worth saying just before we kind of touch on from here is just I think both guys are such stand-up dudes. Personality-wise, they're both so, they're really nice guys. So I hope to see, regardless of who wins and loses, I hope to see both of these guys make a nice push.
Me too. And this leaves us with, in my opinion, saving the best for last. This is probably the best matchup of the round. Look at this monstrosity. Triangles against Starmaster. Undefeated champion. 6-0 undefeated CI3 champion. Triangles against consensus favorite and arguably the best ADV player in the world right now, Starmaster. Anybody?
Nobody wants to talk about this one? Okay. I mean, I'll jump in.
This is okay, I'll start, I guess. Triangles, I mean, he won the tour without dropping a game.
A match.
Without dropping a match? Really? Jesus.
You and I, we're using the terms interchangeably. Like some of the some of the sets were 2-1. He lost games. He didn't lose any sets.
Okay, yeah. I watched every Triangles replay back from that tournament, and I remember just thinking to myself, wow, I mean, the level of play that this guy is playing at, just the predictions he was making were phenomenal. I mean, people are saying Starmaster best onside player. I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go with Triangles.
I'm like watching Triangles play at his peak. It's so exciting because he's just not like the traditional safe player at the top level. He makes those insane reads. Like he just plays on pure instinct, and it's amazing to watch. The thing is, I just don't know if it will be at that level. If we can see like Triangles at the top level here, I would favor him. But right now, I feel like Starmaster is just more consistent, and like that's the difficult for me to choose which one to pick here. I'm hoping for Triangles to win, but I'm gonna predict Starmaster.
Yeah, this is definitely the by far the best pairing of the first round. This one's pretty absolutely insane. I mean, I don't think you could have scripted a more insane round 1 pairing. With Triangles never having dropped a set in CALLOUS Invitational. He went one and done one season. Was just like, all right, I won. I'm done with this. And then you got Star, who is the overwhelming favorite, and this is gonna be insane. I'm really looking forward to this one. This could just be for the spectators. This one's gonna be an absolute joy to watch. Who I would take, I have no idea. I mean, I guess you got to go Star, but any pick is worthless here because there's no way of knowing how the series is going to go.
Well, I mean, we have some bangers this round as a whole. We have Johnny and Roro. We have Golden Sun Undisputed, Marco UD. There's some real good ones in here. BKC Mana, Tama Dice. I think there's some very good pairings this round, but this one is my favorite as a whole. This is in my opinion the highlight matchup of the round. There's a few of them, But if I could just pick one, I think this is the best one. This is a brutal pairing because, like, I was asked my 3 top people to make money. I said, in no order, Starmaster, BKC, Triangles. I think these are 2 of the 3 best guys in the tournament. So, I mean, and whatever, even if you want to throw Roro on the list, they're obviously 2 of the top 5, right? It's a really tough round 1 pairing. I think they both have potential, even with a loss, to make a really deep run. I don't know. I guess I'll take Star because I know that he's in shape and I know that he gives a shit, whereas I don't know how in shape Triangles is or if he gives a shit. But I mean, I will say prime Triangles like CI3 Triangles or that SPL where he got picked at mids and went 5-0, that Triangles against Star, I would pick Triangles. I think he's great, but I just don't know where he is today. So going based on current form, gonna take Star Master. But man, this one's a banger. That is all our pairings. Other than this one, what are we most excited about? Give me your favorite pairing, guys, and we'll wrap this up.
I like Tama and Dice. That's a really, really good one.
I'm in Dex's boat. I was actually going to say the same thing. I think they both use really, really interesting teams. Tama's a top 5 ADV team builder ever for me. So I got to go. I mean, and we all know Dice uses his own teams, really original teams. They're very synergy, very just absolutely steeped with synergy. And both guys just incredible players. So I'm going to go Tama Dice. I think it's going to be a flashy one.
I think I'm gonna go, left field. Looking through these matchups, the matchup I think is going to be the most exciting to watch, just because the games are going to be off the wall. I'm gonna go with actually Cowboy Dan versus Zomog.
I think
I
that'll
think
be a
they're
good one for the spectators.
exactly.
Man, I like a couple of these. I'm interested in your set, Java, and I'm interested in Golden Sun Undisputed. I think that'll be another Dan versus Zomog kind of game where they both like offensive TSSs and will be a bit of a slugfest. Solon Mikmer, I think, is interesting. Marco UD. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good ones. I think this is one of the better round 1s that we've had. Well, that about wraps up the stream, guys. Feel free to let me know in the comments which pairing you're most excited about. And hopefully it's a really good tour. We have the biggest prize pool that we've ever had. Still accepting donations, cough, cough. Looking forward to a really cool CALLOUS Invitational 5, and I hope you guys are too. Thank you for joining us.